This was I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I made this on Saturday night. Yeah. It's like a bow tie noodle with spaghetti sauce, meat sauce. I made it to make things easier. And we needed to cook up the hamburger that we had. It's really good. It really is. I don't know if we're gonna get it all finished before it goes bad. I don't know what to say. Anyways, that's why I'm eating it for breakfast. I've been trying to muster up the gumption or just motivation to I got this this there we got a fourth step there, And and I'm in the the first part of an inventory resentment list, and I started on this thing because I thought it would help. I wrote down made the list of the people, and I made the cause, what it was that I was angry with or whatever, and then I filled out what it affects in me, and now I'm supposed to be going through the what were my mistakes. And I'm really stalled out on it. I don't want to do it. I have to. And I'm trying to think of like one of the first questions it asks is, where was I selfish? I'm trying to think about where I was selfish as it relates to my mom, because I need to get through that, and and then where am I dishonest? Like the selfish part I can consider. It's like I lose perspective or consideration that she is her own person. Excuse me. But the dishonest is like dishonest. Like, what does that mean exactly? And I know we're supposed to like honor our parents, and I want to, but I find it difficult to do that. So I have this and I can only imagine what it kind of looks like from the outside, because I do try to be transparent in this platform. I try to be transparent here, and I know it's got to be tiresome, possibly. I know that it's tiresome for my wife. Make there's this problem of this constant kind of looming or hovering problem of depression, which I don't know what to do with, because I'm afraid to look deeper into that. Like, what do you do if you admit to that and then like start down some road in trying to solve the problem, and in doing so you just give the problem more body? I was watching Carolyn yesterday. She just started kind of like discovering that she can't deal with her emotions. This is new. And so it was like, she likes this spaghetti stuff that I made. Put a little bit of Parmesan on there, and it's like that's all she wants. She wants more of that, and it's like, well, we got to eat stuff. We don't want to have just Parmesan. And it's like then she kind of like has this kind of meltdown, and I mean, it's expected of her, right? She's like 18 months old. Of course, she's going to start to discover disdain, and unsatisfaction, and anger, and not know what to deal with. But I was watching her go through this kind of throwing a fit, and I was like, yeah, that's me. Like, I could see how I haven't matured much past that in some ways. In other words, I can see how I have not matured much past the emotional regulation or of my 18-month-old daughter. So sometimes I feel like that, and it's frustrating because I'm not an 18-month-year-old child. I'm a 43-year-old adult who has a family who's dependent on me to go to work and bring home the paycheck and be stable and be able to at least act as if when things aren't well. And I don't know how to do it. And when I'm inside of that, there's a lot going on in the background up here that's compounding. And then, trying to think about it and sort it out, and it's annoying. And then when you say these things out loud, it's just bullshit. Excuse me. So I'm trying to go through that. I need to get it done. I told the guy that that agreed to go through the work with me that I would pick it back up and I would start and I would finish this fourth step. So today it's not going to happen. It's not the first one I've done. I've done them before. In some sense, I wonder if what I'm going through is like wrestling with a bit of hopelessness around it, like a pointlessness. Like there's a futility to doing this. Sometimes it's like I feel like you know too much. And like when I look at the rest of my when I look at the rest of my fourth step so far, it's like pride is everywhere. So I'm a very prideful person, and I don't really. It doesn't feel like pride. It feels like victimhood, and I don't know how to not feel that way. And so yeah, that's kind of what's happening. Then there's like there are. I'm not like I would never say that I am innocent. Like my prayer life has been very shallow as of late, and I mean kind of like in the last few months. It's it's dwindled slowly over the last year. It's up and down, and so it's difficult to redouble your efforts and to remain or to submit willfully and humbly. It's like it's very hard. And yeah, sometimes it honestly feels like what's the point? Now the thing is like I know that like it's weird. It's like this weird kind of experience where the hopeless person who's kind of reached an end puts one foot in front of the other and walks through the action, even if it's like reluctantly walks through the action of submitting to a daily practice of some sort, even if it's just like the minimum, then usually some kind of relief happens, and the relief might just be like a little bit of sunlight on the horizon, and it's not that I don't pray it at all. I do pray. I pray it. I find myself praying throughout the day, but I don't feel connected in it. It's like they're kind of like these prayers of obligation and desperation kind of mixed up there. Um, we pray at dinner, pray before bed. I did pray this morning, but not much. Not much. It's hardly can be counted. um, like because I can have the questions of like somebody might say like what they're doing over on the other channel, which is like pray and read the Bible and then what comes up in me is kind of like the question of like, well, what is that going to do? What's reading the Bible going to do? And it's just it's a lack of humility and um, yeah. I can't say all the things that are in my mind right now. But life is very, very hard sometimes, especially if you feel like an 18-month-old who's trying to do the job of a 43-year-old. Sometimes I think it would be really um, convenient or humane if I was put away in an asylum somewhere. Like the daydream would be uh, like put me in an asylum where I can smoke cigarettes and be medicated for the rest of my days. And then I won't have to bother anybody. I won't have to harm anybody. I won't have to disappoint anybody. I can just be locked away somewhere over there and they don't have to worry about me anymore. Like that's the weird kind of daydreams that goes on in a person like me. Even though that's bullshit. Like I know it's bullshit. It's just like the thought of like how it'd be great to uh one day just wake up and hitchhike to California and become a drunk on the beach and then become like some drunk who roams around town until he one day just dies. You know, like those ideas are weird things that go through somebody's mind like me from time to time. And they're not true. It's not like, they're not a real desire of any sort. They're just the kind of ideas that run through somebody's head like mine. I mean, that's one amongst many, 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 many. Um, some days it feels like I've made such a mess of things, and that um, continuing to wake up, go to work, come home, not be a beam of light for my family, be sorrowful, be frustrated, be being depressed. I hate that word, but being all those things. Um, like I'm not suicidal. That's not it. some days I wish that, not wish, some days I think if God saw fit that I don't make it home today, that's probably the best thing that could happen. And it's like, it sucks because you can't stop the things that go through your head, but they go through your head. And really, what it boils down to is I don't want to carry the responsibility of being a man. I find it very hard. But I learned a long time ago that it doesn't really matter what I want. I still have to show up and do the fucking shit. um, like, I look around and I see people who are able to just seemingly live life well, and I'm very happy for them. And I don't know how to do that. And I feel very sad for my family. I have a constant feeling of defeat. Like I won't be able, like I made a tremendous mistake in that I will only destroy them further and further and further, one day at a time. And but like, giving up isn't an option. Suicide is not an option. Divorce is not an option. Violence isn't an option. So you just have to kind of like wake up, try to muster some fucking prayer, go to work, put in your 8 hours, maybe have a good day, maybe not. Try to be grateful. Try to practice gratitude by living grateful. And some days it works and fucking some days it doesn't. And I don't get to fucking say these things to people that I'm close with because it just freaks them out. Now, am I depressed? I don't know, dude. I don't know what to do about that. I know that Anne she really wants me to just go to a therapist and get medicated because it's hard on her, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to fucking talk to a therapist. I don't want to be medicated. And yet I don't want to feel this way. Yeah, I'm taking vitamin D. Yeah. The vitamin D, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because, like, when I did take the vitamin D at first, it gave me like this strange boost, and so it makes me wonder how much of what I'm going through is, or let's say, how much spiritual oppression is related to chemical imbalance. I wonder what part of me, because part of me really does fundamentally not believe in medicine. Like, I feel like, and so that's a problem, right? So, like, if I don't subscribe to chemical treatment as like a real solution, then why would I take it? Although I did have the vitamin D, it did help a lot. That, like, when I first started taking it, it was like, but who knows? Maybe was that just some sort of upswing? I don't know. So yeah, I can take medication, but is it going to solve my spiritual problem? And I don't even know what the fuck the spiritual problem is. I just feel like a burden. I feel, and I don't mean to say that in like some sort of weird, excuse me. I'm like not trying to be a victim here. It's crazy. Like, before Carolyn was conceived and born, I had this feeling, this really sad feeling that I had went my whole life and not had children, and that who knows how many souls came before me to make it possible that I exist, and that I made it so far and then dropped the ball, and the whole bloodline would just die right there. Like some tremendous lack of responsibility met. Like, I felt like I fucked that all up, and then then now she is born and she's beautiful, and I feel like how do I put this? I don't know how to put this without just saying something like, am I going to be the kind of parent who's like my parents, where I don't call her, I don't talk to her, I don't make the effort to be a part of her life when she's 40 years old? I mean, is that what's going to happen? Where I'm just going to go off and live my life and do what I want to do and not make connection to her when she's 40? And in part, kind of, that's what my mom kind of does in part too. So my dad and my mom both don't make the effort to express or participate in what it means to be a family. And I wonder, is that what I'm going to do? Is that how I'm going to treat the situation? I fucking hope not. I don't want her to ever feel as isolated as I feel. I feel, that's how I feel. I feel very isolated. I know that I should grow the fuck up and just be like, whatever, it is what it is. But I don't, I can't.